I always had my finger in growing things because I loved that. I actually grew up on a small dairy farm, so I always wanted to farm and I always wanted to build things. I built custom-built homes for over 25 years and became relatively successful at that, and fortunately made enough money that enabled me to buy a piece of land and fulfill my other dream of being a farmer. 10, 12 years ago, this piece of land came up for sale. It was an ideal piece of land for growing things. I mean, I was really interested in the U-pick businesses that I was seeing and the direct marketing of fruits and vegetables that people were doing. Here was this beautiful 100-acre piece of gravel bottom land, dream come true for me. Being a builder and doing excavation and stuff, I was aware of all the local soil types and stuff, and I knew it was, an ideal piece of agricultural land, and knew that it had a water table underneath it as well. There wasn't any infrastructure to speak of. There was an old fallen down barn, so pretty much we had to build everything that we have here today. We've pretty much built ourselves. We lived pretty frugally, and I was able to plow whatever extra money I had into this farm. So we actually, for the first 8 years, I pretty much built all the infrastructure and did all the plannings and stuff just on, on our income. My initial mission statement or business plan or whatever it was, well, I'm going to grow things that I really love to eat. And as it turns out, everybody else loves strawberries or raspberries or asparagus or sweet corn. I focused on things that I really like to eat, and fortunately everybody else does. The U-pick thing really appealed to me. As I looked at different enterprises and saw what other people were doing, I saw pretty good little business models of, U-pick strawberries and U-pick raspberries. As a home builder, I'd had a labor force and had employees and stuff, and that was really the least enjoyable part about being a home builder. So I wanted to have a farm enterprise that had a minimum amount of labor. And so the U-pick, where your customers actually provide the picking labor, is a wonderful concept. It started out being a pretty rinky-dink little thing, but it actually became a pretty substantial part of our business. We just started out with a half-acre plot behind the house where we grew strawberries, and then the following year when they fruited, we set a sign out by the road and started doing U-pick strawberries. And so we started out with a half an acre. The next year we did an acre. Then the year after that we did 2 acres. The year after that we did 4. And we finally got to the point where now we do between 6 and 8 acres of U-pick strawberries every year. The referrals and return customers and stuff, we were able for the first 5 years to actually double that business every year. My strategy always was, there's no sense in doing something if it's not going to generate any kind of a return. You got to do something at least on a scale, whereas if it does work, it actually, generates some money, because then you feel really great the following year. That's like, oh yeah, that really worked. We made money. Let's take the money we made and, ramp it up, double the size of it or triple the size of it. Now we know, now we know how to do it, and we know what works and what doesn't work and what things we have to watch out for. There's an incremental way things happen. You just have to prioritize and decide what you're going to do first, and just keep building on things and always be looking towards the future.